I mean, where are we headed?
Oh, always.
Brunch.
Going to eat.
It's brunch. What time is it?
No, it's not brunch.
It's 3:46
It's
in
an
the
early dinner.
It was supposed to be brunch originally, but hey, we'll take what we can get, right?
Yeah.
And Mr. Z71 says, he's asking about progesterone testing. Where do I find the buffer solution? It comes with the test kits. If you buy our machine, it comes with 10 tests with a box of tests, and it comes with 10 little tubes with the buffer solution in it. So it's going to come with it. How can I increase, so Kara and Albert, how can I increase my chances of having a bigger litter? Timing.
Buy a progesterone machine.
Buy a progesterone machine so you can get your timing is the big thing.
That's the big thing.
Then after that, it's quality semen delivered at the right time in the right way.
And we sell the progesterone machines at mybreedersupply.com.
That's right. Susan Brocksmith, great video. I'm going to disagree with you about meds. We're talking about seizures in puppies. I'm not sure quite what I said about that, but she says she doesn't like the idea about giving high-powered meds without a diagnosis, and I agree with that.
Right.
I agree 100%. So
Yeah.
I think sometimes you're kind of between a rock and a hard place, and you just don't know what to do. Nothing seems to be working, and at that point, maybe the right thing to do is to try some antibiotics. But as far as seizures are concerned, she does make a good point here, and I meant to put this in it, and I didn't. She says, I have read extensively on this, and CBD oil tends to help with the seizures. That's right, it does. So a couple of things I didn't mention, and a couple of things that were mentioned in these comments that are correct. One is, I think that the CBD oil, I don't think you've got a thing to lose on this. I would absolutely give that a shot. And the other thing is the problem with seizures is that the more that you have, and the more that you let them go, the more it trains the brain to have more seizures. So the better so I think that the CBD oil that Susan mentions is a great idea.
Yes. Very good.
And she says MCTs is medium chain triglycerides. That's right, it is. Good job, Susan. Let's have a look here. Trent M. Oh, I want to tell you thank you so much for doing this set of videos talking about the seizures. She had a husky that had seizures. She was told to put the dog down.
So how bad the seizures are.
She mentioned this fact about the more seizures you have, the more it trains the brain to have seizures, which is correct. She passed a week ago before. She made it to 3 years old, so yeah, not a good ending. But
No.
you gave her 3 years, maybe more than she would have had. So tough deal. I mean, I've seen this one time, and it was no fun watching it.
No. That was in one of our Labradors.
That's right. It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing Frenchies 18, so we did labs for 8 years.
Yes.
So it's been 20-some odd years. 25.
I'm having a few. This is Kayla Lucas. I'm having
6.
a few issues with two females with growling at each other when I sit on the sofa or my bed. Have you ever had this problem with unneutered girls? Yeah, my wife and my daughter, they're unneutered girls, and I have this problem with them growling at me. Look, what's going on here, I think, is they both want your attention.
Yep.
Is that your take on it? They're jealous.
They're jealous.
They're jealous.
You need to scold them for it.
They're jealous. I mean, and so here's the problem, and it happens to the same thing in human beings. You've got alphas and you've got subservient dogs, and you've got two alphas here, and they want to, you're either going to have to step in and you be the alpha and tell them how to behave, or they've got to figure it out themselves. But we don't want any dogs to have a fight to get bit.
No.
But at the same,
Or you get bit.
or you get bit, exactly right. So all kinds of dogs we're talking about here.
To get on to them.
Hopefully
They
they're
act like
they're little Pomeranians that can't bite you too badly. If they're bull mastiffs, then I'd let them win that battle. Somebody answered something in Chinese. Yes, I can't even read it. Sorry, folks, can't do that one. JJ, I tested my female on Tuesday, January the 18th. She was at a 4.71, and tested again on Friday. She was a 7.22. Do you think Sunday is a good time to breed? Yes. Without any more information, the answer is yes. Don't hang around. Get it done. Michelle Ruby, can silent heats ever be fixed? Or can a dame have silent heats and then have normal ones later on? Both is true. So absolutely, either one, both of those things. I've seen dogs that hardly ever come in heat. You remember, what was that pie, that beautiful pied girl?
Oh, yeah.
Honey was her name, Honey?
I don't remember. But
Anyway.
She
Never come in heat. I mean, she would finally, but we never got her pregnant.
And neither did the people that had her before.
That's right.
So they gave her to us trying to see if we could do it. It didn't happen. Not with her.
Somebody else about seizures here. Catherine Sexton. My girl Callisto, she's 2. After her puppies had left, she was eating one morning, finished and went to a seizure. Took her to the vet, blood work was done, mild fever. She's been very healthy, don't have any issues. Oh, she's talking about Bravecto. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing here, but Bravecto is a tea and flick medication. And we do use it. I don't know if we use it these days. We use Bravecto still? It's a tablet you give.
Yeah, well, we have.
We have.
Used it, yeah.
But I have read things
Summer,
about being careful with Bravecto on pregnant dogs, and also some people mentioning about seizures too.
Pregnant, you don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't give Bravecto to a pregnant dog.
No.
They might say it's okay, but I wouldn't. I'd use a topical flea spray, like Adam's flea spray. But the point here is that look, you know, if this dog has had problems with Bravecto, and I mean, you already mentioned this, that you're not going to give it Bravecto anymore. Don't. See what happens. It was the Bravecto. So there's some replies here. Let's see what's this. Oh, this is Kim actually. There, okay. Yeah, Kim. Actually, the reason I did the thing on the seizures was because Kim Carlisle had called me about the issue that she was having, and a 9-month-old was told by the vet that the dog either needed to be euthanized if you couldn't afford the $3,000 for an MRI or a $6,000 for brain surgery. I think that vet's completely off the mark on this personally. I mean, here's the deal. You're just not going to do brain surgery on a dog. I mean, maybe you are, but I don't know who's ever had brain surgery on a dog. I mean, look, certainly if you had a tumor, it's an older dog, it was 6 years old, and you had a tumor, it's having seizures, maybe you could do brain surgery on that dog. I question whether you'd want to do brain surgery on a six-year-old dog anyway. But that's your call, not mine. But I think the mistake here is that the recommendation from the vet, and again, I'm not here, I don't want to go bash the vet, I don't even know who the vet is, but I think that a reasonable response on this would be, let's try some seizure medication like phenobarbital, which is in fact what she ended up giving, and this is a relatively recent thing, so whether that helped or not, I don't know. But I think there's always other solutions that, you know, try the easy stuff first before you try the very expensive traumatic stuff. That's my point. Long-winded way of saying that. Something else here about seizures. Anxious for part 2. Part 2 came out today. My Frenchie has seizures and is treated with Keppra. Being breakthrough seizures approximately every 2 months, which occur when she is startled from sleep or by sound. Seizures last about 3 minutes and then return to normal. He'll be quite tired afterwards. Yes, right. Well, our lab was very tired after seizures.
Oh, she was just like, her whole body just was weak.
She was beat up, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah. Well, all her muscles tensed.
Yes, right, exactly.
And it just
yes.
drained it.
Cheese Stalks, thank you for your clarification. I finally understand how to use a Punnett square. You're only looking at one characteristic at a time. That is exactly right. A Punnett square is to do with a single characteristic, whether it be eye color or coat color, whatever. You're looking at a single genetic combination. You're not looking at the whole dog, you're looking at one part of it. That's exactly right. Manuel Rodriguez, I take my puppies, talking about C-section timing. I take my puppies at 5 nanograms per milliliter progesterone test. That is safe. I don't know that it's safe. I like 3 personally. Some vets like 2. I don't know. I like 3 better. That's my experience with this. But he says 5. Maybe that's fine. Someone's talking about the, I'm talking about this old video from a long time ago, talking about the target progesterone test kit. It says the directions say it doesn't have to be centrifuged if you wait half an hour for the blood to separate. It does say that, but I can tell you after half an hour it does not separate very well. And if you don't have a centrifuge, the simple solution is just to use a ceiling fan. And 20-30 minutes on a ceiling fan will make it separate. This is going to be the last one this round. Calicouche. Has anyone used a silicone puppy nipple feeder? And if so, the pros and cons. Well, here we go on this one. Because when I saw it, I thought, well, that looks pretty interesting. In fact, I'd actually been working on making a puppy feeder. And here's my take on the silicone one. And I've got one. Here's my take on it. They suck. Go look at the Amazon reviews on it. You'll find out what people think. Half the people who buy them say they suck. And here's the reason why they suck. First thing is that puppies generally don't like to feed on a silicone nipple unless they've been introduced to it and it's got warm milk in it. They don't like, I mean, if you just put them in front of a silicone nipple, they just don't even want to touch it. You have to force feed them it to get started on it. That's one reason. But here's the other two things that I really don't like about the silicone nipple. They tend to free flow, just start leaking all over the place, just make a huge mess. And you can't do a damn thing about it. I mean, they've got some little clips you can put on to shut down the nipple, so you just lose that nipple. And the other thing is that puppies will chew a nipple off, and when that happens, you can just throw the whole $100 device away. So we are got a litter right now, and I've been working on this for actually a couple months, and I'm working on right now what I think is be a much better feeder. So I'll fill you all in on that if we can get it to work properly. We aren't there yet, but we're working hard on it. I've got something that's better than the silicone feeder. It's not good enough for me yet. That's all part of it. That's all part of the process. So there we go. That's 11.5 minutes. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate people who subscribe to me. It helps me, encourage me to do more of these videos. But do remember, disclaimer here, I am not a vet. I'm not a licensed medical professional. I'm purely a person who's been breeding dogs for the last couple of decades. Any information that you got from this video, use at your own risk. There's nothing implied here, and certainly this should not be used as a substitute for advice from your veterinarian or your medical professional. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for more of them. Bye.